Hey there, today we are sharing everything you need to know about hosting or going to a murder mystery dinner party. We got invited to a murder mystery dinner party and we did not know what we were going to do when we got to the party. Like, how do you play? How do you host? What's going to happen when you get to the mystery dinner party? Pop into my video and I will share with you. Thank you for visiting my Lollipop channel, Ideas That Pop. I create videos about all kinds of ideas that pop into my head. We're an airline family, so most of my videos are about travel tips for you. Let's pop in. There is minimal dress up, minimal setup, and tons of fun at a murder mystery dinner party. You can search online for all kinds of kits that are for your number of group of people. There are some for single adults, couples, teenagers, kids. Some of them do not have the word murder in them for younger kids. Before you even get to your murder mystery dinner party, all you know is that someone was murdered and all of you are the suspects and what your background information is, and a costume idea or suggestion, but no dress up is mandatory. Why am I a #1 fan of murder mystery dinner parties? Because you are going to be laughing and talking with people you don't know or your best friends ever. The people who are shy are going to come out of their shell because they're in character mode. This is a great team building exercise for work people or just to get to have some good fun with your friends. I do recommend not having kids at the murder mystery dinner party because you are going to have a script at the dinner party and you need everyone to be at the table to hear the script and the clues that happen when everyone's talking. You can also download some kits online if you buy them, or you can just buy a kit for a small group of people or a large group of people. There are so many variations of murder mystery dinner parties. And there is no time schedule. There is a script, so it could last about 2 hours, 3 hours, but you can take a break anytime during the dinner party and just chit chat. So there's no set time schedule. It's just so fun. You will be so surprised. Here are the leader responsibilities. So for us, we had one lady who wanted to host, but did not want to take care of the details. So we got a leader who first decided on a couple of dates, and you have to know for sure that these couples are going to be there because that is what kind of kit you're going to buy. Like, we knew there were going to be 4 couples, so we bought a kit for 3 couples, and then there are 2 bystanders who are the leader and her husband maybe, who don't have a lot of talking parts, but they're going to take control of the details. In your kit, you're also going to have mailing invitations that gives each person a little background about their character. So after the leader finds out who's going to be able to be at the party, she then sends the email. And in the email, she just copied word for word in the invitation of each person's character. For instance, I made up my own because once you've done this, you cannot do it again because you know who the murderer is. So here is a sample email that I would have sent out if I was the leader. Poor Caprice Wagon died 3 years ago and each of you is a suspect. Volkswagen, you were her husband. You are a German car dealer whose company filed for bankruptcy 4 years ago, but came out of it just a year later. Costume ideas: sleazy car salesman pants and shirt and tie, greasy hair, German accent. Kim Kardashian, do you see the theme now? Kim Kardashian, you're dripping in jewels. You can buy anything you want. After your car broke down on I-10 during a hurricane, you have been in the limelight ever since. Hollywood loves you. And the dress would be lots of jewels. Otto Bond is a has-been football player. Okay, he's not ever paying for the dates that he and Kim Kardashian are going on. Minnie Cooper is this faithful servant who is now the heir of all of Caprice Wagen's billions. So you can see that every character has a guilty part. Like, each one of them could be the real murderer, but you won't find out until the night of the mystery dinner party. So in the email, you have the description of what each character is. So everyone who is on the email list is going to see those character write-ups, and they can dress up. I got a cheap crown and then tarnished it with gold spray paint. And I found a dress at the Goodwill store on the day of the party for $4. If I had not found that, I was just gonna wear a nice dress and get a boa at Party City or at Michael's. You do not need to dress up. That's what I'm trying to say. So you have sent the email so that everyone sees this, all of the characters and costume ideas, and they also see that they need to bring something to eat. The leader is responsible, or the host if they want to, the leader is responsible for making sure people have signed up to bring food. We had appetizers, and I highly suggest having lots of appetizers because you're gonna have those out when people are coming in, taking pictures and milling around. And then you bring those appetizers to the dinner table, and that's where you're gonna do like 2 different rounds for like an hour before you eat the actual meal. So have lots of appetizers. And then we had one main dish, and then people brought appetizers, and they brought bread, wine, and then we had a dessert round, okay? And our kit did come with place cards. You can use them. We did not because one was missing. There's minimal decoration involved. Now, in our party planner book, there was an entire menu, what to shop for at the grocery store. It was like exactly what foods to have and exactly what napkins to use. We did not do any of that because it's too high maintenance for what night we wanted to pull off. Everyone has milled around and we've moved the appetizers to the dinner table, and you as the leader will have a CD. And so that CD is going to introduce, basically say what the email said, that there was a murder and all of you as a suspect. Please read your background information and stop when you see a picture of the stop sign. So as the leader, you pass out everyone's booklet, and they can only see they're named, like Papa Vito, Marilyn Merlot, that's who I was. In the inside of each person's booklet, it is their own background information. They can only read that part, and the main rule is that you cannot lie. If someone accuses you of something, you cannot lie, but you can make people think that someone else is guilty by deflecting the truth, but you have to tell the truth for what you do know, okay? So you're going to read your background information. It tells you some guilty things that nobody knew about, but somebody does, and they're going to bring it up during the party, that kind of thing. The leader and her husband are going to be the minimal characters. They do very little talking because they took care of the details, and they're leading the CD playing, and they're going to say, okay, is everybody done reading the background information? Okay, now we go to part 1. So the leader will know exactly what she's supposed to say during each round. After each person has silently read their background information, then it will say, now you can start round 1 script. And this is like a 3-page, easy, short script where each person has the entire script, and you're going to read all of it word for word, and it just sets up the mystery. Okay, so you finished with the script because everyone sees the word stop or a picture of the stop sign at the bottom of their page. Then the leader is instructed in her booklet to play the CD, and now it is round 1. It's like a 30-second CD recording that says, okay, now round 1, you have accusations that you're supposed to accuse people of, your character, and then you also have responses, and it tells you in your booklet who is going to accuse you and what your response is going to be. Like, here is my example that I made up. So in Kim Kardashian's booklet, her first part is accusation. So sometime during this time of round 1, she is going to need to accuse Minnie Cooper of something. She's supposed to accuse her of knowing where every one of the diamonds in the Wagon mansion is. Point out that she is now the heir of Caprice Wagon's billions. Did she change the paperwork? Then you wait for her response. And so then in Minnie Cooper's booklet, she has respond to Kim Kardashian whenever she accuses you of something. Another thing that Kim Kardashian might have is accuse Volkswagen. No one knows, but he inherited $500,000 when his wife died 3 years ago. Bring up the convenient happening of his company filing for bankruptcy a year before she died, and then coming out of bankruptcy the year she died. And then on Kim Kardashian's page, it has response. So she knows that Volkswagen is going to accuse her of something, and this is what her response is going to be. It's true that that is my real name. It was a little embarrassing. I was in shock that my dad was the captain of that Exxon Valdez leak. I do not have ties to him any longer, and there never was a cover-up. I share my hard-earned money with my current boyfriend, Otto Bond. Now, this is where, during the accusing and the responding, round one this is where everyone can ad-lib. They're going to really ham it up. But if you were holding Volkswagen's little booklet, his page says accusation. Accuse Kim Kardashian of her false identity. So he might say, oh, Kim Kardashian, you, that is not German whatsoever. You think so are you really Kim Kardashian? It's not German at all. Okay, so you're accusing her, you're getting into the moment. You accuse her that her father was really the captain of the ship Valdiesel that leaked oil everywhere. So your guests are going to understand when they see their little booklet of accusations and responding, they're going to understand what to do. It's so easy, and you as the leader are going to have that in your character booklet of the accusations and responding, and this is what we do. We just start. And it kind of goes as long as people want it to go. They can keep digging, keep bringing up that Kim Kardashian is not her real name, that kind of thing. It is so much fun. When we were done with the background silent reading and the first word-for-word script, and then round one of accusation and responses, we just stopped for dinner and we just chit-chatted. Like, we didn't do party mode or anything from the script at all. We just ate and enjoyed each other's company. And then we picked it up for round two and round three, and then had dessert somewhere in there. And at the end, then it's going to say, okay, now the leader is going to say, okay, this is the last round. And that's when the leader's booklet says, okay, in this round, say that now is the time when you are going to point to someone who you think is guilty and tell them why. And then that person who is the murderer only finds out that he or she is the murderer on that last page of round three. And so he is still trying to deflect blame. And then the leader would finally say, okay, that person is the culprit. This is such a good way to get to know your friends and your enemies and to bring people out of their shells. It is so much fun. I hope you feel educated. I hope you feel empowered and pumped up to have your own, to host it, to be a leader, or to go to one and know kind of what to expect at your murder mystery dinner party. Thanks for popping over.